Hello, Professor Gruhn here. Hope you all are enjoying the cold weather. It's Sunday, March 1st, and it's snowing out. I guess we're going to get 3 to 6 inches. Phil Simon has put out a couple of videos in this module from his past classes, and I found an old one that I did in 2013. It's about 12 minutes long. So I'm going to keep this one really short for you. The bottom line is when you're doing any project, all of the work that you do translates into time. It takes time to build a wireframe, it takes time to build a website, it takes time to take pictures, create content, and all of that time ends up converting ultimately into billable hours, into how much money you make or don't make on a given project, and more important is if you make and accomplish a due date and a deliverable date. If you don't plan your time correctly and allow yourself the right amount of buffer space, because guess what, everything always takes longer than we think. I heard a rule of thumb is if a developer tells you that it takes a certain amount of time, multiply it by 3 and then add 30% and you might get it right. So, when a developer says, oh, I can do that in 2 days, it probably means 2 weeks. So, because of all of the stuff that comes up. Also, actual work time and the time to actually do the work and the time it takes to do the work are two different things. I might be out in the barn in my shop doing some project, and it only took me an hour to do that project. But my wife will say, how come you were in the barn for 3 hours or 4 hours? I thought you said you only had an hour project. Well, it's all those other distractions and all that other stuff that gets in the way that took a project that was 1 hour and stretched it out to 3 or 4. I'm sure all of us have had that situation in which distractions and other work, other efforts, things go wrong. A seemingly simple and basic project will take a lot longer. So I'm going to, earlier today I sent out an email picking on Holly. She gave us a good example of a typical list of milestones, and then I revised them. So for your project planning, project plan workspace for this week, we're adding a time estimates blog. So once you've done your milestones and your WBS should be in an alignment. And then from there, that alignment, then you take that and you cut and paste it into your into a new blog post called time estimates. So here I'm going to just highlight this. It's not. Is it going to let me? Please let me. Oh, that figures. Let's see. Let me go into edit mode, see if I can get it this way. Edit mode is on, and gotta love technology. It's great when it works. Okay, so I'm going to take this and then just copy it, and I'm going to dump it into Notepad, and then I'll just cancel out of that. Okay, so now here we have our list of tasks and things to do. The basic framework for the design is to take and then best case, expected case, worst case. So what to do is to every one of your tasks, you will add this set of time. So the best case scenario has an example. The best case scenario, say it's going to take 2 days. to do that work. Expected case might be 3 days, and the worst case might be 5 days. And then you can, just for the sake of argument, the sitemap might in fact be the exact same. So now what to do is take a look at all of your various tasks, and then you can add them. You do this to every single task that you do. And then ultimately what you would have is then for a given milestone is you have the sum of the worst, sum of the expected, and sum of the best. And so from there, that will give you an idea of how long that should take you. So do that to all of your tasks. And you're at the point now when you're dealing with the WBS, the work breakdown structure, that you're at the point where you really need to think about your tasks in as much detail as possible, and you want to put as much of the stuff you need to do. You don't want to forget things, and the more you put on your work breakdown structure, and the better organized it is in terms of phases or groupings of the work. I plan to do this type of work here, this type of work, and then this type of work. The easier it will be to manage when you actually get time to do that work. I think this is pretty self-evident and pretty clear. And it's important that you get this done, because what will then happen is this information then will go into project planning software. Project Libre, which is an open source product, very much like Microsoft Project, but it's free and it's pretty easy to use. And so what happens is, if you take a look at all of the planned days or hours that you're hopefully going to do this work, and then schedule it across a project planning software, a calendar, you'll then see if you'll be able to make your date or not. And what typically happens is some things will happen quicker, some things will happen longer, and at some point you have to make decisions. Can I get this work done and still accomplish the final goal of delivering my capstone project? So hopefully this will help you in. Please do this for your time estimate section in the project plan workspace, and just do what I just did right here to every single task, and then sum it at that. And then at the end, you could, if you wanted to, create a some sort of line at the bottom, total estimated plan time, and see how that works out. Everybody's doing a great job. A couple of you are falling behind on your requirements and your milestones, but I think you're in a good place that if you, in the next week, you try to get caught up, everybody should be in a good space. Also, excuse me, also, if you would like a little one-on-one time, a Skype session, to go over any questions you have about the class, any questions you have about your capstone project, your plan, how to make it better, any questions, just need a second set of eyes, I'm here. Send me an email and we'll set something up. So thank you and have a great day.